Good evening and welcome back. A beautiful shot of the Santa Barbara Channel, and you can see a little bit of fog out there. It's very patchy at best in nature, but still a little bit of cloud cover. Today's high at 75, a little bit above normal, but not too bad actually, and well off those records back in 68 and in 1940, or I should say 1938, which was 40 degrees. So again, no threats to those records. Currently seeing widespread 60s, a few 70s on the immediate coastline, and of course a very warm 101 today in Paso Robles, now chilling off to a 97 degrees. And again, you can compare that with Lompoc, where you're looking at almost a 40-degree difference just between those two areas, and that's really indicative of almost a summertime sort of situation where the inland areas get really warm, your beach is still holding on to that ocean influence. And speaking of that, we're not seeing a whole lot of marine there. There's not a big push on shore right now, but we're still getting just a little bit of a slight chance, if you will, of some partly cloudy conditions. But for the most part, things are fairly quiet out there, and we are going to be watching another storm system, a late season one that is beginning to brew up in the Gulf of Alaska. You can see it right there, already pushing some clouds down in northern California. High pressure is holding firm. Will do so for about the next 36 hours, but then as that system gets a little bit closer, there is a slight chance that some of that energy will get into our region. And then if we can get Hurricane Amanda, which is right here currently off well to the south of us, no real direct threat to us, but as it starts to fall apart and move up into the continental United States, or at least through the back door, so to speak, some of that energy might get pulled back into southeast California. And if just enough energy can mix with that Gulf of Alaskan low, we may actually see some sprinkles over the weekend, but it's a really far, far outside shot. Just something to kind of take a look at and maybe get excited about. But for now, we'll just kind of cool things down as we head toward the weekend as that low pressure system enters our area. Now, overnight tonight, no real threat of anything out in the ocean other than just some patchy fog here and there. Warm temperatures are expected again tomorrow. You can see 78 in Orcutt. Santa Maria, about 79 degrees, which is really interesting. It's only 5 degrees off of their record for tomorrow, which will be 84 degrees. Kind of a cool month, or at least that part of it anyways. 83 degrees will be your high in San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, and Paso Robles, back into the mid to upper 90s. And in the Oxnard Plain area, again, if you're right on the beaches, high 60s to low 70s. You go further inland, and of course you start to warm things up back into the 80s. Ocean is a little quiet out there for a lot of the beaches, but there is a southern hemisphere swell that's expected to develop over the next couple of days. Some small waves now, but the rumor on the beach is that the waves should be picking up by the middle of the week out of the south. So right now a mixed swell of 2 to 4 feet. And there's your forecast for all areas, generally the same. We're going to cool things off by this latter half of the work week, going toward the weekend. Again, possibly a slight chance of maybe a sprinkle or two as we head towards possibly Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. For now, we're just going to cool things off, sort of beef up the fog, the marine layer, if you will, in Santa Maria as well as just about everybody else. Again, cooling down after being really warm as we start the week, and we drop it back to near normal, if not just slightly below normal. And we'll watch that as we watch those two systems possibly coming together as we head toward the weekend. That'll be your forecast. It looks pretty good. Just that slight chance of maybe a sprinkle on the weekend. Otherwise, again, a great forecast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Janet Wolf championed the solution to save Goleta Beach Park.
She led efforts to balance the budget, renegotiate contracts, decrease pension liabilities.